I was introduced to Jesus through this lady called Jade. She and some other volunteers from the church would come and visit my friends and I as we hung around on the train station on a Friday night. And in the midst of us taking drugs and drinking, they just showed us love. And eventually I just really started to think that maybe Jesus is real. And so she asked me, did I want to pray a prayer to accept Jesus into my life? After we prayed the prayer, just this amazing feeling came over me, and God made himself real to me that night. I did my discipleship training school in Australia with Youth with a Mission, and then I went to Cambodia on my outreach. While I was in Cambodia, I got a phone call from my dad, and he said that, Jade, your mum's got cancer. So from then on, I just decided that I would believe God for her healing. And I came home from DTS and began the journey with my mum. I started to go to chemotherapy with her, literally like 3 days after I got home. I watched as my mum was just devastated by having this death sentence spoken over her. So at the same time as going through that with my mum and trying to help her, I got this lump come up on my neck, and it turned out that that was thyroid cancer, and I just couldn't believe it. Everything was just so bad that it was just something I just had to get on with, because I realised that I couldn't concentrate on myself. Like, I needed to be there for my mum, and so I just went for the operation and got it done, and I got better, and my neck began to heal, and it was as if my mum was kind of holding on, and she was well while I was having my operation. And as soon as I was kind of feeling better, my mum deteriorated. I was suddenly faced with the fact that she was dying, and there was nothing I could do but lean into God, and I had to just let go, and I just had to trust him. She always said that she would want to die on her sofa in her own living room, and she did, and I watched that moment. I watched my mum take her last breaths, and yeah, nothing like that. Nothing like the pain of that moment. Yeah. My mum had not long passed away. It was days, and in the midst of all that grief, I get an email from some of my leaders from YWAM, and they said that if I ever wanted to come back and be on staff, that they would love to have me. And so I get this message, and I'm just like, God, you have got to be kidding me. How can you say something to me at a time like this? As the days went on from there, I just felt this stirring that maybe this was God, and maybe life was going to be better one day. Maybe I did have a future. Finally, when I thought everything was okay, they said in June of 2013 that the cancer still wasn't gone, and now they had to do another operation on me and cut my neck open again. And at that point, I think the accumulation of everything, of fighting so hard for my mum's healing, of watching her die, of trying to grieve and just cope with life, I just crashed, and I believe I went into depression, and I just didn't want to get out of bed. I just wanted to die. But it was then that I felt like God encouraged me and I started to put verses all over my house, and I thought, no, I'm not taking this. I'm gonna fight this. And so I put up these verses and I would quote them every day. And I remember within like just a week, I went from feeling in the depths of despair to the joy popping back in my spirit. And not that I felt happy, I was still in a world of pain, but I felt like God gave me the strength and gave me the courage on the inside to face this next operation. And so I went, I had the operation, my recovery time was really quick, and I got on a plane in November and I came to Australia. The journey's been really difficult, one filled with pain and heartache, but I can now say that God has restored my life to one that is worth living. I want to live, and I choose life. I want to share that life with others because that's what missions is all about. It's about this amazing purpose that God has given us to look beyond ourselves, to not only be blessed by God, but to be a blessing to others. And so that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. I've got to look beyond myself, and that's where I find true fulfillment in life. And so in a few weeks I'm going on outreach and I'm going to go share Jesus with some people because that's what makes me come alive.